Looking like breeze.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I have this makeup look, this badass spotlight makeup look for you guys. I'm going to share it with you. I'm so excited for this video because I have actually partnered up with Beauty Bay on this video. All the products that I'm going to be using are from Beauty Bay. If you don't actually know who Beauty Bay are, I'm pretty sure you do. I'm going to leave their link down below. But they are a website that is a beautiful hub full of loads and loads of different brands. So you've got like Anastasia Beverly Hills, you have Stila, you have Juvia's Place. I love their eyeshadow palette so much. You've got Lily Lashes, so many brands. And then you, if you're a makeup junkie, or even if you're not, you can go to this website and you can pick out all the makeup products, get them sent to your door, and it's easy peasy. So all of the products that I've used are Beauty Bay. I actually attended an event that was their Christmas dinner event, The Power of Influence. That was a stunning event to go to. There were so many other content creators there that I was excited to meet as well. And we all got a box of goodies. So I have used some of the products. Some of the products I'm not actually used to, but I've used some of the products, had a bit of a play, and I've come up with this makeup look. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so as per usual, your girl doesn't know what look she's creating. I've got all my goodies lined up and I'm so excited to be using them. I'm going to start off just by popping on a headband because I need to get all of this hair out of the way so we can get onto the full beat. Okay, so to start off with, I'm actually going to be using the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer. This is mattifying and pore minimizing, and it's also oil free. So I'm going to be taking a few blobs of this and I'm going to be pressing this and massaging it into the skin on my face and my neck area, just taking it all the way down. Okay, so this primer is one of them primers, you know, that feel quite silicone-y, but it's not a horrible silicone-y. You do get some primers that feel really thick, and I actually don't like them. This is going to fill in my pores around my nose area. People tend to get like larger pores around this area. It's going to fill them in, but it's not too thick. It's not going to feel too heavy on the skin. Now moving on to foundation. I'm actually going to be using the foundation from The Ordinary. This is the Serum Foundation. I have used this before and I do really like it. It's very lightweight, but it's got really good cover to it. So if you want something that you can't actually feel on the skin, but you want the cover, this is the foundation to actually go for. It is a serum foundation. They also do the coverage foundation, I believe it's called, on the Beauty Bay site. I use the shades 2.1Y and then I mix it with the smallest bit of 3.0Y just to give me a really nice color that matches really well to my skin. So I'm going to take a drop of each of these foundations onto a palette dish, and then I'm just going to use my beauty blender and start bouncing this all over the skin, the neck and the chest area to give me a really nice base. Quick side note, can you guys believe that this is the first time I'm actually using a beauty blender? You know, the real beauty blender. It's the first time I've used this side. It's so bouncy. Like, I don't even know what impression I was under, but it's so bouncy. It's really just pop my foundation on. I love it. It's so nice. It's really cute as well. I actually like this bouncy side, so you can pop your foundation on with this, and then this side I'll probably put my concealer on with that bit because it's going to get me right into these inner corners. So next I'm actually going to go in with concealer. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in the shade Fawn. I used to use this so much and I've just literally picked it up again. If you want something that is heavy coverage, like really good coverage, it's going to kind of counteract these bad boys under the eyes, and this is the concealer that is inexpensive and it is really worth the hype. Like, it is such a good concealer. So I'm going to take a few squeezes of this, pop it underneath my eyes, and then I'm going to use that beauty blender again. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of Cosmetics Slay All Day, and then just beauty blend this out underneath my eyes until I get a really nice flawless finish. Listen guys, don't ask me why I am late to the past. I actually honestly don't know why, but this beauty blender is genius. Like, I can get right underneath my eyes. I'm like shooketh. So I wanted to bring myself a little bit closer to you guys because I felt like I was a little bit further away, like back there somewhere. I'm going to be highlighting and contouring now. For highlighting, I'm going to be using the Laura Geller, the Real Deal Concealer. This is in the shade Medium. It says use sparingly, apply by brush or fingertip and blend lightly. This stuff is heavy coverage. You only need the tiniest amount. I love the tone of it for highlighting because it really brightens and lifts. So I'm actually just going to take a little bit of this on a small brush, and I'm going to apply it just underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my chin and my forehead, and then I'm just going to blend it out using that damp beauty blender again. Okay, so a quick trick of mine is actually, if you use the same side of the beauty blender that you popped your foundation on with and go over that highlight, you're still going to get that highlight that brightens and lifts, but it keeps it very natural, so you don't look like you've got white or it's not very stark underneath your eyes. I use this trick all the time just because I want a bit of lift, but I don't want it to look like I've obviously really blatantly highlighted, if that sort of makes sense, and I don't want it to look too much underneath the eyes. Now that the liquids have had a hot minute just to kind of settle all into the skin before I go in with powder, I feel like that is very important. You've just got to give it a minute or two just before you go in with any powder, because you don't want the powder and the liquid to mix and congeal if it's not set. I'm going to be contouring the skin, and I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro contour palette to do so. I'm going to be taking a mix of these shades, and I'm just going to be giving myself a very light contour. I'm going to be doing the hollows of my cheeks. I'm going to take this lightly up to my temples, do my jawline to get rid of that double chin, and I'm just going to take it down the sides of my nose very lightly as well, just to give my face a little bit of dimension. Do you know what? I just want to point out that BH Cosmetics as a makeup brand is absolutely bomb. They don't cost an arm and a leg. It's really affordable, but their products are insane. Like, they look so natural. They're so pigmented as well. You don't need a lot of it, but I'm loving. So I was just toying over the fact of whether I should do bronzer right now or not. I think I'm just going to leave it until after the eyes are done. Was going to use these brushes. I still am going to use these brushes. How beautiful are these? These are my Storybook Cosmetics, the rose brushes. I think you guys have probably seen them like all over the gram, but oh, they're so soft as well. They're just so pretty. They're so pretty. I can't get over it. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to brows as per usual before I start my eyes. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. You guys know that I love this. I'm nearly running out actually. I need to replace it from Beauty Bay. I'm going to be taking a little bit of this product, and as per usual just running the product through the brows and then just brushing them out to make them a little bit softer. I just want to kind of fill in any gaps that I have. My brows are actually quite full as it is already, so I don't need a lot of product, but I just want to make them really nice and defined. Do you know what? Do you know, sometimes, right, I love my brows, don't get me wrong. I really like them. I think they're really nice and full. My eyebrow lady could probably ruin my life in literally a couple of seconds, but she's good to me. But I do feel like, you know, because they are so full, you know that saying where it's like you always want what you can't have. Sometimes I wish that my brows were really, really sparse, because you know that kind of style that is very, very like strokey, not strokey, that's even the wrong term, but it's like very like you can see every single individual hair because you've got such sparse brows. I would love to do that. I would love to do it. I don't know if it'd suit me or not, but I just can't because my brows are quite thick. Once your brows are safely and securely on, I'm going to be just popping on a brow gel. This is a tinted brow gel by Eyeshadow. I'm just going to be brushing this through. It's going to give us a little bit more definition, a bit of texture, but it's also just going to set them for the day. Okay, now going back into that Laura Geller concealer, I'm actually just going to be popping this underneath the brow bone, but I'm going to take the product all the way down and cover the whole eyelid to prime it. This is how I like to prime it for eyeshadow before I'm going to set it with a powder. Then just going to use my beauty blender to bounce off this just to blend that product in. Now I'm going to go into my Cover FX. This is the Translucent Light Perfect Setting Powder. This has quickly become my ride or die. I love this powder so much. You guys know that I actually don't like powders. Like, I don't like baking or setting anything, but this has created miracles for me. It's made my under eyes look so flawless. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm just going to take it on that beauty blender, and I'm going to pop it underneath my eyes, and then I'm just going to kind of let that sit for a little while. I'm also going to bake my eyelids ready for priming, and then just brush everything away ever so lightly just to get rid of the excess powder. Now just to get rid of that kind of stark white powder that is still left sitting on the skin, I'm going to be using my Elcie Cosmetics Slay All Day. This is in the scent coconut, so for all of you coconut lovers, you're going to absolutely love this. They do different smells as well. I think I've had like the lavender before. That one was beautiful. That's the purple bottle. So I'm just going to spritz a couple of spritz of this and then let that just sink into the skin. Now we're going to be moving on to eyes. Now listen guys, I am not actually familiar with the brand Elcie. They are stocked on Beauty Bay, but this minimalist is called the Minimalist Eyeshadow Palette. The shades in here are absolutely bomb. If you like just natural eyes, daily go-to eyeshadow palette, this is the bad boy for you. It is absolutely stunning. I'm actually just going to be taking this color here. It is a kind of like a soft brown, very kind of sienna, warm tone brown color. You guys know that I love these shades. I'm just going to be taking this on to a fluffy eyeshadow brush and popping this bad boy into the crease. I'm then just going to take a little bit of that colour. This colour's literally got my name on it. It is everything that I'm about. And I'm going to pop this just on my lower lash line and smoke it out. Okay, so going back into that minimalist palette, I'm going to be taking this reddish copperish undertone shade. I really like it because it's quite rusty, and I'm going to be taking a smaller blending brush now, and I'm going to be concentrating this colour just into the crease, being careful not to kind of blow it up towards the brow bone. You want to concentrate it just in that crease, working back and forth, and you can add a little bit more product at a time just to add the intensity that you wish and the depth that you want. It's something that I tend to do because my hands usually go straight up, and I tend to kind of blow everything up and out into more of a wing shape. If you do want to concentrate something in the crease, then it's going to feel a little bit unnatural, but if you angle your brush downwards like this and then you work with the product going down, we're not too concerned about the lid because I'm going to be cutting the crease anyway. You are just going to concentrate that product into the crease and it is going to go down, as opposed to if I go like this, I'm more likely to go up and lose control and blow out into my transition color. So this way, this is just going to concentrate in the crease. And then just going to take that reddish rusty shade again, and I'm going to be popping it on my lower lash line. Okay, now I want a teeny tiny bit of definition. So using the same palette again, I'm going to be using the darkest brown in that palette, using a really small blending brush now. I'm going to take a little bit of the product and I'm going to just angle the brush downwards and go right into the crease. The brown can go a little bit on the lid, it doesn't really matter. I just don't want it to go anywhere above the crease, and I don't want to lose any of that crease color either. Do you guys find that there's always one eye that's better than the other? This eye is like my good eye, and this eye always wants to give me a headache, like it always wants to play up. I'm just again going to take a tiny amount of that and then pop it right really close up to my lash line to give me that definition there. Okay, so I feel like this has actually turned into a little bit of a spotlight. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to cut it all the way from the inner corner, but I have seen all over the gram is like the spotlight cut crease, so I'm actually going to attempt that. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to attempt it now. Okay, so to cut the crease, I'm going to be using the Laura Geller concealer again that I used to highlight. I'm going to be taking a tiny brush, and I'm going to be taking a little bit of product at a time. And you see where the empty gap is? I'm honestly just going to use that as a guideline and just cut down the center, just working my way down with the concealer. I need to make sure that my eyes are looking down at all times. I don't want to look up. I don't want the concealer to transfer, so I may need to talk to you guys just looking down just before I set it in place so it doesn't transfer. I'm just going to set this powder now using a little bit of that Cover FX powder. Okay, now I can look at you guys. Now that that is set, I'm actually going to be taking the rusty colour and that dark brown colour just on that really small blending brush again, and I'm going to build it in the inner corner and the outer corner, just to kind of blend it towards the centre to create that spotlight effect. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but my lighting over here just kind of wanted to die on me, so I've replaced the battery. Sorry about that if you guys noticed. I am going to be using, for my lid colour, this is so exciting, the Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas eyeshadow palette. Look at it, just look at this beauty, it's absolutely stunning. I'm actually going to be taking the shade inside here called Scatterbrain. It's a beautiful, beautiful gold color. It's beautiful as a highlight as well. I'm just going to be taking it on a flat brush, and I'm going to be packing this on just to where we have that exposed area on our lid in the center. Then just going back in with the blender brush and just making sure that these edges are nicely blended. Okay, so I've decided against eyeliner. I don't really want a wing. I don't think it will go because everything is quite like rounded. But what I do want to do is I just want to create a line for my lash band to stick to and kind of just disguise that I've got lashes on. So I'm going to be using the Eyeshadow Black Magic. This is the liquid eyeliner and wide lash. And I'm just going to be lining my lid with this. So for this look, I'm actually going to be popping on some falsies that I'm really excited to try out. I've never tried them before. But before that, I need to put on mascara. I'm going to be using the Eyeshadow Lash Alert Mascara Wake Up and Go. And I'm just going to be giving my lashes a couple of coats of this just for a little bit of colour before the falsies go on. So I'm really excited. My lash pick of choice are actually the Lily lashes. They do Lily lashes on Beauty Bay and these are absolutely stunning. These are in the style Miami and it is a Miami lash kit. So it actually comes with the glue as well. I've never actually tried Lily lashes before, so I'm really excited to try them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them to size, pop the glue on and chuck these bad boys on. Okay, so now that the lashes are on, I feel like I just need a little bit of black in the waterline. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a black pencil. I feel like this will just tie the look in really nicely so it doesn't leave a kind of space between my eyeball and my lashes. I did forget to add to you guys that I added a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes whilst I was waiting for the glue to dry just to save time. So now it's time for highlight. I'm so excited. I was lucky enough to get some of the Diamond Glow powder from Artist Couture. These are banging. I absolutely love them. I'm going to be using today the shade called Yas. It's perfect for my skin tone. If you are a deeper skin tone, this is a beautiful, really nice highlight. It's piercing, but it's not like too gold or too light on tan skin. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and add it to all of the high points of the face. I'm just going to add the tiniest bit of Laura Geller Gilded Honey, just the tiniest amount into my inner corners. I feel like I could do with a little bit of a pop of highlight there. Okay, now it's time for bronzer. I'm going to be using the Elcie bronzer. This is in the shade Tan. I'm also going to be using my Storybooks Cosmetics Rose brush. I'm so excited to be using this. They're so soft. I'm just going to be bronzing up the skin. You guys know I love a good bronze. Just taking it on my cheekbones, taking that up to my temples, and then just doing my jawline as well. Okay guys, so for lipstick, I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in the style Staunch. Oh my gosh, this color is just so me. It's like me in a lipstick. Love, love, love. I'm just going to be applying this all over the lips. Okay, so last but not least, I'm just going to be using a little bit of the Jared Cosmetics Slay All Day spray. And I'm just going to spritz myself to finish myself off. And that is it guys for this makeup look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you thought of it if you want to recreate. I think it turned out really nicely, seeing as I've never kind of done a cut crease like this before. I just quickly wanted to say thank you to Beauty Bay for collaborating with me on this video, because without them I wouldn't be able to bring this tutorial for you guys. So thank you so much. I will leave the link to Beauty Bay's site down below as well if you do want to check it out and check out all the brands that they hold. And I think that is it. I don't think I have anything else to report. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.
Look it like breeze. Ooh, yeah, yeah, ooh, yeah.